Gonzales ug welcome to the 12th episode sa atong flagship show sa Mugstoria, ang Si-Kwati. May gabi, ako si Tito Jonji Gonzales ug welcome to the 12th episode sa atong flagship show sa Mugstoria. Karong adlaw, Mang-SIKWATEA na punta sa atong guest. Tara, dungan nato siyang LISUD-LISURON, KULIKUTON ug UKAY-UKAYON. Siya ang Queen Philippine Universe 2019 nga ni-represent sa atong nasod o nakadaog isip top 6 sa Miss International Queen 2020. Atong pakpakan ang model, brand ambassadress, beauty queen, LGBT advocate, and of course our country's first ever post-op trans woman flight attendant, Jess Labares.
Hi everybody, good evening.
Kumusta ka? And Jess, kinahanglan mupili ka. Magtagay ta, SIKWATEA ba or tea?
SIKWATEA means the cocoa drink, right? Cocoa drink. No, I don't get it. For what?
Well, kanang if it's your choice kung actually inani na siya, Jess, no?
Agad-agad.
Okay, ang atong format is maghatag ko nimo og mga flashcard. Unya, mupili ka, SIKWATEA or tea. Kung ang imong ipilion sa flashcard, SIKWATEA, ako'y manguntana sa mga panguntana. I'll ask the questions, no?
Okay.
If you will choose tea, then you'll have to spill the tea. So you'll have to tell your story, di ba? So it's SIKWATEA or tea. Mauna, I will show you a flashcard and then ask you the question, SIKWATEA or tea. If SIKWATEA, then you'll have to answer my questions. And if it's tea ang imong pilion, then you'll have to spill the tea. Ready na ka?
Okay. Ready. How many questions will you ask me if I'll choose SIKWATEA? Sige, go.
Sige. Here's my first kanang first trans woman flight attendant, SIKWATEA or tea?
SIKWATEA.
SIKWATEA. Okay, sige. I was told you are hailed as a trailblazer sa LGBTQIA+ community, being the country's first ever post-op trans woman flight attendant. Was it always part of the plan nga mo break og barriers or what rapod kaga expect nga it would inspire a lot of people kay it only started as a mere career decision for you?
Actually, I was really moved with the title na actually post-op. I think it's okay naman wala na siya kay murag, quite sensitive sa mga other people who are not into surgery. So anyway, yeah, I just want to tell you that.
Let's go on. Let's take that off the table and siguro mas maayo i-discuss ni mo gamay na
about it.
Differentiation kanang post-op niya trans woman or dapat wala na siya trans woman lang yun?
Actually, within regards to that word trans woman, it's super big. That will umbrella a lot of women. There are what I've read, because namin mga gender identity, mga sexual orientation. So I'm not really educated well on that. So I'm not in the right position or the right person to discuss this. But what I know is that there are two types of trans women. This is the pre and the post. So that's why kanang some trans women are offended if they are asked if they are pre or post. So might as well not include it. But I'm super open to it. Like I'm super open that I'm post and this and that. But yeah.
So for ordinary mortal, when we say trans woman, we should not distinguish post or pre. It has to be just trans woman.
I think so. Yeah. I'm just speaking in general because as a spokesperson in the LGBTQ community, a lot of people I have friends that are trans and they are very sensitive to addressing them as post or pre. So pwede siya tantangon. So
Okay.
pwede na diretso as
Thank you
trans
very
woman.
much for educating us, no? And I'm sure a lot of listeners listening to us right now, sila sad na-educate, and salamat kayo for telling us nga there has to be no distinguish, just no distinction,
Exactly.
trans woman.
Yes.
Diba?
But I'm not offended at all. I just want to speak in behalf of the trans community, which prefer to be called as pre or post or anything else. Anyway, going back to your question, dako siya discussion ang kanang post, no? So what was the question again?
The question is, was it always part of the plan nga mo break og barriers, or what ka nag-expect nga it would inspire a lot of people and it only started as a mere career decision for you?
Well, I've said this a lot of times, and I've got a lot of interviews, and they have the same questions if this is part of my plan. Well, definitely not. If I may say that I am just a happy-go-lucky person. I never dreamed to become a flight attendant. Never it's included in my list, in my bucket list, seriously. And it just came because of my friends, peer pressure, and maybe perhaps a change of career, because I was prior to that, prior to flying with the Cebu Pacific, I was a call center agent, and then also a part-time beauty queen, and then it's part out of the blue na friends were like telling me, Jess, are you satisfied? I mean, are you okay with that kind of? I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a call center agent, because a lot of my friends are into that industry. So no judgment, no prejudice on that. It's just that they want me to grow, and they maybe see that there's a lot of potentials in me becoming a flight attendant. So I thought of it like, yeah, why not? Like, why not change of career and maybe a change of environment? Because during my call center days, it was kind of toxic na. And also, I just really decided to become different, to get out of my shell. And yeah, and I then ventured to, or I just applied. I then ventured to flying. And then
Jess,
luckily I got accepted.
Jess, I travel a lot, no? Sometimes 2 to 3 times a week makasakay kog eroplano. Just this week, murag Friday, one plane ride, Saturday, another plane ride, Sunday, another plane ride, and then Thursday,
Really?
another plane ride, no? And yes, I always see flight attendants niya. We always think that there is always glitz and glamour diha sa being a flight attendant, no? Murag we look up to a flight attendant good with glitz and glamour. Pero sa imong 57-day training, unsa may nakatuna nimo nga gusto nimo ma-realize sa mga tao?
That's the most misconception with flight attendants. It's not all about glitz and glamour. I would like to take this opportunity to educate them that this is not about glitz and glamour. Like, of course, we all have our first impression. Like, people will always look up to flight attendants. Wow, super guapa, like super sexy. She got everything, perfection as what they see it, but it's not. They might see that because that's the part of the job description. You need to be presentable because you are representing the brand, and you are the model, not really the literal model, but you are the person that's very open, that you need to be approachable. So you need to have a very good environment. I mean, presenting yourself as the brand, and by that you have to groom well. So that's why people see it as kanang very lisu, as what they call it. And in regards to training, no, definitely not. It was not really easy, because if it's all about glitz and glamour, then magpageant na lang kami sa training, right? For 57 days. And those 50s and those were the days na it was really a struggle. And I can say that it's part of my challenging moments during my training because it was not really easy. Trust me. And we were, just to share this to you guys, I think we were like 25 trainees and only 24 of us passed. So imagine there's still one person who failed because of the training. So it's not really easy because if gwapa-gwapa lang siya, if makeup lang siya, then everyone would pass. And then just to share about this, again, we are not on the plane for beauty and for paso-paso lang, but it is for the safety of our passengers. We want to make sure that our passengers are transported from point A to point B safely and comfortably. So we make sure that we train for emergency happenings, like emergency procedures, like what should we do if there are unforeseen situations like engine failures, fire, bomb, hijack, and everything. So it's not really easy.
Kibaw ka, Jess, I always want to sit down sa exit row, no? All the time. Exit row yun na akong kanang requirement. So, every time na sa exit row, duulon ba yagid ka og flight attendant. Explainan yun ka nga, this is what you do. In case of water landing, you have to do this.
Correct.
That. And believe me, until now, di gid ko ka-memorize. Unsa buhaton, mutando lang gid ko. Tagaan lang kanila og papel nga, oh, you read it. Of course, akong basahon, but at the end of the day, ambot lang kung makaya ba nako kung unsay buhaton. But that's how you train, right? You really have to prepare for any eventuality, and safety is really your concern.
That is our main concern and our main, if hierarchy pa lang siya sa pyramid, mo yung top one namang safety sa mga passengers. And in regards to your imong concern a while ago nga ikaw jud ganahan sa exit row, maybe because of the leg room, because it's it has a better, or it's more spacious. Yes. Because people will go there in case of emergency, so they have a better they should have a spacious kanang taas lang dako nga lugar para to exit properly. So yes. You will be briefed by the cabin crew in charge of that exit row for you to be ready in case of eventualities. Yeah, just like what you said.
And if I may ask, na ba kay reason why Cebu Pacific yun ang imong gi-applyan and not the other airlines like PAL, AirAsia? And is it because they are open to hire transgender?
Well, at that time, just like what I've said earlier, my friends were the one who encouraged me and who motivated me to change career, and they are working in Cebu Pacific man. So okay. That one is only is one of the reasons why I chose Cebu Pacific. And also I reached out to Cebu Pacific. I think I reached out to 3 and only Cebu Pacific replied. And then they replied to me if I'm allowed by this and that. Yeah, long story. Well, to make the long story very short, so they accepted me, and then I ventured to. They did not accept me right away. Just like after the email, I really had to go through the ang ilang, what they call this, ang ilang proper procedures sa recruitment. I really walked in sa hotel and this and that, did the grooming. So yeah, I chose Cebu Pacific because it's the only company that I reached out that replied to me. And then after that, I think I tried PAL. I emailed PAL too. They replied, and they want me to walk in sa Manila, but it's in Manila. So I still have work that time, so I don't have time to go to Manila. Only Cebu Pacific went here in Cebu to have an open day hiring. So
Jess, if I may ask, both Cebu Pacific and PAL, you were upfront that you are a transgender when you sent your application.
I will just share this story for everyone. There, the very first thing that I did was search, wala pa ko'y kanang, I don't have the urge to apply to email right then and there because I don't know their email. I might have, yeah, it might be in the Google, but you can just email the general email. You really have to email the person in charge, the department, everyone. Like you cannot just email the general email of Cebu Pacific. So you really have to dig in. So what I did, I Google, I just tried Googling transgender flight attendant. And then there's a result, like there's a link, like when you search something in Google, there are links, hyperlinks that will lead you to other sites. And then there was a reporter who asked the marketing manager, was it? Marketing vice president, I think. I just don't want to mention her name, but she's super nice. So she was asked by the reporter if are you open to hiring trans women flight attendants? And then she says, yes, of course. Why not? We are a diverse company. We are an open company. Then I was like, okay, how open bitaw bante, like how open you are. Then I did highlight the one that she said because it's quote unquote, so it's word by word. I highlighted it, I copy pasted it, and pasted it in my email and searched this person. Yeah, let's just hide this person for her privacy. Like, what's my name? Fuchsia. Her name was Fuchsia, and then I searched her. I searched her in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a social media for professionals, and then I found her email, and then quote unquote. So I will just share this story so everyone will know what's the story behind why I got through, or how did I get into being a flight attendant. The very first step that I did. So I then copy pasted her email from LinkedIn, and sent the very long email saying that since you said this, quote unquote, this and that, so you're very willing. And then she replied, yes, of course. Okay, since she got the confirmation email, and then I also got another email from the vice president of the cabin crew. This is the other department already. And then he is very polite, very welcoming too, and very excited to have me. And then he advised me to go to the open day because there will be an open day. Luckily, there's an open day that 3 months after, right? I think so. Yeah, if I can recall. Then 3 months after, there's an open day. Then this vice president asked me to walk in that open day. Then I got in. So that was the story.
And Jess, are there any unique rules or special treatment for transgender employees in Cebu Pacific, or you were just treated like any other woman?
No, there are no special treatments or special rules for us. I myself, we are two, right? So Mikey and I were treated the same as other women. There's no special treatment. Like, they are already trained for it, I guess, because what I've heard before us coming to the company, they already had training for gender identity. So just like what I said, like, dako na kayo na discussion ang mga gender identity, sexual orientation, about how to address. This is not just for us. This training was not intended for us. This is intended for the company itself to be diverse, because they don't get passengers who are just straight. They also have LGBTQ community people or members who are acting as a passenger. So they need to be trained how to address them properly with the proper pronouns. So I think they were trained at that time. And then when we came to the picture, me and Mikey were super welcomed, and I was really I'm super myself super thankful to the company, because they are very welcoming. Ang magbalik-balik siya ko, very welcoming. Then murag and mag-agi-agi mi sa company, they just don't like, na siya, like they gossip or no, they just act normally, like maybe they don't recognize. Well, that's a good thing. We were not advertised. Well, that's the good thing as well. It's just that kanang kuan lang, murag smooth lang siya ang among pag-enter sa company, and that is something that they are practicing because they are really a diverse company.
Maybe because they are a service company, no? And as a service company, you welcome everyone. Walay pili, no? No gender identity. In fact, dapat gender sensitive kaayo sila. So wala gyud problema. When you went in, it's just like you're treated like any other person. Babae, malaki, they treat the same, di ba?
That is correct. And there's one thing also, and there's when one of our, this person really is really close to my heart because she did everything for me when during training and during also the interview. She did the interview for me. She's the vice president of the cabin crew, and she approached us, the two of us with Mikey. They are super sensitive with us because when I think it was day 2, day 3 of our training, she asked us how are you doing, like it's super kuan kay silang part baka na murag audit all this kanang very sensitive, really kanang concerned sila how they deal with us. Kay they ask us how are you, like how are you dealing with the company, how are you with the training, and they also advise us na kanang you need to be prepared physically, not just emotional and everything, but you need to be prepared physically because there will be trainings that is super hard, like emergency procedures. Like we really have to shout like really kanang till mahurot yung voice if there's an emergency, because you really have to shout. And then she asked us if it's okay with us to shout and this and that if nabi maunsa. So in my part, it's totally fine. So mo na siya. Kuan kay sila.
Yes, na may part of your training ipa-swimming mo or ipa-tuslob mo sa tubig, di ba? Kaya kung
Yeah, there is.
I'm sure
Of course.
Meron na, no?
Yeah, there is the swimming training. It's just one whole day, but it's not really important as long as you know how to swim. Naman life jacket, so as long as you know how to survive and to lead the passengers to the proper exit, and then you properly wear the main highlight of that training is not to swim, because you have your life jacket. That the main training of that training is how to operate the life jacket.
Kibaw ka, just one of the most affected industry in this time of pandemic is the aviation industry.
Yeah.
So naapektuhan gyud ang mga pagka-flight attendant, no? What's happening now sa imuha? How are you affected?
Excuse. It really affected me so much because I learned during that time. I was still a trainee, and sorry. Pro B, not trainee. Yes, I started flying mga 4 months before siya nag-lockdown or before we got retrenched. So I did a pageant in Thailand before the total lockdown and before the news that was kanang ma-retrenched me, and Cebu Pacific is cutting off crew. And then it was really devastating and like a downfall for me, because napildi pa ko sa pageant and then natangtang pa ka sa trabaho. So, oh my God, what's this? What's wrong? What's happening? This year is not really for me. And then mo to siya, I really realized that time nga malas jud to nga year. But then I just realized nga kanang this did not happen this happened for a reason, and also this is not happening to me only. So a lot of people were affected, but then I coped up with it. Plus pajud, and also to add on nag-lockdown. So what they social gathering, what they avenue to kuan na to herself but to distract. So murag focus kita sa atong wag tang trabaho. Oh my gosh. So mo na siya, but then I still look for positivity of it. So I ventured to business, and also I hanged out with friends. I gained more friends during lockdown, meeting more people too because of my small business. And yeah, that was my, what do you call this? Kanang murag alter chuchu.
May nabisihan na nimo karon. What's keeping you busy? What business are you in?
I'm sorry. Since lockdown started, yeah, moto greatest downfall, murag, oy, wa pa tayo love life, tapos ani pa ta, oh my gosh. And then I thought of venturing to like pampering myself, self-care in general, self-care. So I then searched for something that's beneficial to myself. So I started to take mga pangpagwapa, skincare, and then I thought of it like, I mean, at first I post everything online, like this is what I do, because a lot of people, because that was the time of my career, of my fame jut chart kanamurag ang akong name is Lamig Dungog, and then they keep asking me, what's your skincare, this and that. You know, people are really inclined to beauty, so everyone wants to be beautiful. And then they ask me, what's your skincare? So I just told them that this is what I use and this and that. But wait, where can I get that? And then I decided to sell. I then decided to help them by giving it to them for a very low price value, like not getting any profit at all. So it started there, and then nagtikadako-dako, and then I have a lot of products now, like I think 4. I know less than 4, like maybe 7. And then I sell them. So that's my small business as for now.
Wow, from adversity to something, no, to success. Kay imagine you said nga hindi pa kag budget, na retrench pa ka, pero you were able to pivot, and now you're into a small business that's keeping you busy and keeping you afloat. That's a big
Yes.
success already in this time of pandemic.
Let's be productive, because we cannot. There's nothing will happen to us if we just keep sitting, lying down. That's what I do.
That's an inspiration, no? For all of us nga listening to you, karon. It's a great inspiration with this pandemic, how you were able to really turn things around from losing a pageant, retrenchment. Kunya, nakanegosyo na hinoon. So,
Correct.
Kayo. Now, let's go to the next kanang flashcard nga akong ipakita nimo. And the same thing, you have to choose sikwati or tea.
Ay, naapaday na. Ay, ito wala na.
Pageant, dark horse.
Pageant, dark horse.
Sikwati or tea?
Sikwati.
Okay, sige.
I don't understand that.
Flash gihapon nga pic, no? I'll flash a pic sa imuha. Unya, if you can tell us a story about this one, ready na ang picture? So,
of course.
Tanawa. Kana. Katunang ni apil kag Miss Queen Philippines 2019 nya ning ka nakadaog nga corporate og special awards, but you bag the most coveted crown nga mao Queen Philippines Universe. Can you take us back to that night? Unsa imong nabati katong wa pa kay nadaog nga award pero you won the crown?
Yeah, actually that is the most memorable night for me. Aside from being a flight attendant, being a flight attendant can be achieved by anybody else, but that crown can be achieved by a few. So when I was crowned, like it feels surreal. Sounds cliche, but it really is. I swear, because I was really not really totally confident that time during Queen Philippines. Like it's different when you represent. I mean, when you join a pageant and you are totally ready, when you are physically and emotionally ready, it's totally different when you are not. So that time, a lot of things are bothering me. Like, la, di pa man ni perfect. Like, my look is still not perfect. Like, I still don't have the perfect gown, the perfect outfit, the perfect thing. I'm not telling that my gown is not nice, but makita ko sa laing kandidata ba? Like, oh, like, no, mas nice niyo ha. Like, you have you have a lot of insecurities. I have a lot of insecurities that time. So what you could expect, and not even one single minor award nga na-award sa ako. So pressure is on, and then I also know my capacity that time. Like, after first segment, after opening is sayaw-sayaw, introduction, and then I did not do good in my introduction. So I'm not even applauded. I am nobody that time during the introduction, because the introduction will give the first impression to the judges na it will leave them a mark na I like her, something like that. But that time, like, I did not really do good, so na pressure na ko. And here comes the swimsuit competition. I even did not do good because I did something. I don't know, I forgot. And then here comes the gown. And I'm not super confident. So mo na to siya kanang nag-pile up na ang kuan, and then when it comes to top 12 during that time, luckily I was really thankful to God. Like, I was really relieved, like, nabunutan ko ng tinik in Tagalog pa nga. Oh my gosh, I made it to the top 12. Imagine, I'm not top 12 but or top 20. Anyway, was I made it to the first cut. And then, like, I was super thankful. Oh my gosh. So napansin pa ko, like, oh my God, they still the judges still recognize me. And then after that, question and answer. And I don't know why people call me dark horse. I'm not sure. Maybe because I always win the pageant, but I don't really see any reason nga madaog ko. So ato nga tayo, so pag top
the
12,
darkness kay if you look at it, wala mangid kay nadaogan nga mga special prize no or special award, but yet you were able to bag the crown. Basig that's the reason why they call you the dark horse.
mo big question. I don't even have any single award, and that really happens not just during my pageant. It happens also in other pageants. Like, no awards nga na-receive siya pero nadaog siya. Pero that time is something like lubong na lubong kay ko. Wala ko natagad. Nga turod ako natagad because I keep asking, like, why? Because it's unbelievable. Like, like you are in the cloud 9, like, ano daog man ko. So katudog na time, like, pag top 12 na narrow down ang mga kandidata. So napansin ako dito guys, I did give a right answer. I'm not saying not right answer because there's no right and wrong. Maybe quite good answer. I don't know why sad mo naka-answer ko to correctly, or tarong-tarong answer, which I'm not really good in Q&A. I must admit that I'm not really good in Q&A. That's why makaingon ko ano madaog man ko. And then mo to na narrow down to top 6. And then there are two very strong contenders or strong contestants nga kanang lami kay answer lami. Like makaingon na ka nga, okay, she's the winner. And then ako kaya po na daog. Imagine that. Mag-give sa kato nila. Pero ako nasayap silang tawag.
Kibaw ka, Jess, Queen Philippines made possible by a Bisaya renowned designer si Carrie Santiago, and I know her.
Yeah.
Katubitaw murag eagle na gown, no? Nga ang nag-fund ato ako ganing boss si Secretary Mike Dino of the Office of the President for the Visayas, and naana sa iyang opisina kay proud kay na siya ana nga mao man ay gigamit siguro sa usa ka Miss Universe ba to nga pageant, no? And kani si Carrie is really somebody good. And Queen Philippines, the biggest pageant for alternatives. Katong na-crown ka sa Queen Philippines, unsay kausaban imong na-experience in terms sa imong influence, imong voice, ug sa imong platform?
Well, changed a lot. From me being myself, nga kanang, you know, me myself, my friends know this, that I am super damak, you know, it's in Bisaya, super damak, very outspoken. Kanang, I disregard people, like I don't care who's watching, like that. So that changes. So I'm very more prim and proper na. Charot, hindi maghapon. And then also that yeah, with in regards to my audience, I got a wider audience, array of audience. So I have a lot of followers na, and people are looking up to me. So like I have a bigger platform now to 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 be a spokesperson. And also it helped me boost my kanang career as a beauty queen. So I learned to be giving, and to have my own advocacy, and to be humanitarian as well. So, and also that pageant boosted me. It helped me in my career as a flight attendant. So, and I also, if I'm not mistaken, I will just claim it, because it's really true. It's happening. People, a lot of people, a lot of young trans women, a lot of not just trans, under the LGBTQ community umbrella, and also not just the LGBTQ community, but also the straight community. The women are messaging me, like asking me for inspirational things, like kanang, Miss Jess, how do I deal with this thing, and this and that. And it's really fulfilling to be their voice, or to be of help to them. And then it's something that I did not expect that it will happen. You know, I never expected this to become a spokesperson to everybody. And also I have a greater influence to the community, to be an inspiration to them, to be a goal digger, to be an achiever, and to keep dreaming, because whatever their dreams are, I always say this to them, because whatever their dreams are, big or small, big or small, it's valid, and it will happen, as long as there is perseverance, hard work, and love on their work.
Just speaking of voice and advocacy, what voice are you bringing out, and what advocacy are you also advocating? Unsa man ang imong, kanang unsa man gyud imong gi-advocate?
Um, time changes, and I must be honest. Before, like I've said, I'm nobody, and I never dreamed to be a beauty queen, even a cabin crew. So I'm just really a happy-go-lucky. So when I joined pageant, my first advocacy, because I'm a medical practitioner. I'm a graduate of Cebu Doctors University, so I have a background in medicine. So I have a wide range of knowledge about kanang health, and also about this HIV and AIDS, which is really rampant and a big issue to the world. And that was my advocacy long time ago, nga kanang awareness within regards to this illness. So that's my advocacy. But then as time goes by, as I was making names in the industry, so it changes. So part na lang siya sa akong advocacy, but I have a main advocacy, which is to be an inspiration to everybody, not to lose hope in every. Yes.
Yes, just if I may say this, no, you say you have a background sa medical, no, kay parang pandemic ba ya? And one very important murag effort nato sa Pilipinas is really to encourage and really to push everybody to vaccinate para open sa atong ekonomiya ug mobalik ang atong turismo, and makabalik daw ng atong mga eroplano nga mo lupad og balik. And wa ka kay
are you not willing to join this group sa Project Balik Buhay to be part of the kanang group nga mo advocate for vaccine kay kibaw ka naay ingon sila karon na anay 77% nga willing magpabakuna pero ang ilang ingon kung naay muuna. In fact, a recent survey also before that survey, after that survey, no, before the niingon sila 25% lang kuno tong willing magpabakuna. May gani karon anay niingon nga 77% willing magpabakuna basta naay muuna lang nila. Jess, are you willing to advocate for a vaccine para, you know, you are saying you want to inspire, you want to use your voice to inspire. We really need help karon sa national government nga, you know, to go out and tell people pagpabakuna na mo kay maunay atong way nga ma-healthy ta ug maablihan nato atong ekonomiya.
That is right. I'd really love to join that movement. This is the first time that I've heard this movement. Yeah, during these days, during this lockdown, you know, I'm super bored. I don't have anything else to do aside from my business, and I don't do business 24 hours. So there are really times that I get bored, like, what else should I do? Something productive, please. Like I work out and everything like that. So yeah, so much about myself. I also think about like reaching out to agencies or group and movement. I did try to be a help to everybody because I just want to make myself useful, and I feel hopeless. I feel helpless because I have a wide array of audience and I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here and like, what I purpose, like, it's just, you're a beauty queen, you are a title holder, you are crowned, you have the voice, but you're not doing anything for your community. So it's useless. Like, it has no purpose at all. So I actually thought about having a charity. Charot kinumrag dato. Like, I'm super rich. No, I'm not.
No,
Like having,
if I may share, no, kibaw ka kaning mga LGBT nga sector ba, they are very influential also, no? Kay
yeah. That's why
they are very kanang they really love to talk niya, they really love to share their stories, and if you are able to, let's say, advocate kanang vaccine, no, nga if you really believe in it and you want to help Cebu, pasig pwede ta magstorya niya, maka-join ka to you know, convert and to encourage the LGBT community to join you in this vaccination program para sila they'll use social media, they'll use whatever means they can do to be able to tell everybody nga magpabakuna na ta.
Yes, that is right. I'm really very much willing to, if you will hand me now the form or the things that you need to fill up, I will definitely do that. Because like I've said, I'm not doing anything. So I'd really love to be a help to everybody. And I do believe in this vaccine thing, whether if it's Pfizer, Sinopharm, whatever, no difference. I think it may have in terms of manufacturing or something like that, but I don't have any against it. And I know there's a lot of people that are hesitant to take this vaccine because there are so many hearsays that basta daghan siya mga chika nga kanang di maayo nga it may kill us, or they might put something on it that they will do something in our system and it's not healthy. No, it's not. It's meant to be created for you to be treated and for you to be immune to that virus. And I'm really into it. And also, you cannot choose from whatever the government can give you because it's for free. I mean, you're not paying for it, and that is the thing that our government can do for now. And I really would like to be a voice to them, to help them, to ease their hesitation. Like, I would like to be the example for them, like what you've said, like sa to bakuna, ikaw sa maguna, I'd really love to have vaccinated. Oh, diba? Free now, and that's the requirement now, right? For you to travel. If you want to travel, then you need to be vaccinated. So I will fall in line first.
Wow, sige ha. I'll tell Joel Aba, among kauban sa Office of Presidential Assistant for
Okay.
Visayas, to get in touch with you. Kaya we really need a lot of mga influencers who will be able to help reach out to the Cebuano community or to the Bisaya community, to the Visayas, no? Nga kanang it's time to really kanang ayaw na magtuo sa disinformation, misinformation kay sa
Correct.
lang yun, gipili naman eksakto sa gobyerno, no? And this is good for the economy.
And the government will not do something harm or any harm to us. I think you just really have to trust the process. You just really have to trust the government. They are put there to do their job. So let them do their job. Don't contradict to them. Like they are super nega. And I would like to take that negativity out of this world. Let's all be positive, okay? Let's all be positive. Ayaw lang sa COVID.
Thank you kayo, Jess. Sige, si Kuan is watching us right now, si Joel Aba ug si Mar Valiente, and I'm sure they'll get in touch with you right away after the program. So, Jess, if I may ask also, no, like Pia Wurtzbach nga naay 3 attempts before winning. Ikaw, you lost during your first try in Queen Philippines, landing at the 7th spot. What died to try it again 2 years later?
Yeah, I did lose. Actually, it was, if I can, 2015? No, 2017.
Yes.
That was my very first pageant. That was really the very first pageant that I joined. And it's the big pageant already, the biggest in the country, I guess. So I landed on the top, on the 7th spot. Imagine, it was my first pageant and I already made it to the top 7 out of 30 plus candidates. It's nationwide. Imagine, first timer. Tapos I landed on the 7th, and with all other ladies, these are not ordinary ladies. These are extraordinary ladies from different parts of our country. And then that motivated me to join again because I wanna prove to myself na I can do something better and to be an inspiration to others as well, that if I can do it, then why can't you? And also to be an example for them that dreams do really come true. Because like I've said, I never asked for, I mean, yeah, I might not have dreamt of it, but I also wanted to become like this as a beauty queen. So yeah, I wanted to become like this, and then I am now a beauty queen. So that's the word that I want to send to everybody.
Jess, how was it to be in an international pageant? Akong i-flash sa screen, no? Unya, international queen pagyod, di ba? Which is the world's biggest pageant for trans women. Unya, with a Philippine sash across your chest. So how was it? Kita ni mo
it was
wow.
really yeah, I actually was not expecting it. I was really not expecting it as well. I was not really in the verge of pursuing the beauty pageant career, because I already have a career that time of flight attendant. But then again, my friends were pressuring me. So my friends are really influential to myself. So they are the ones who submitted everything, my application, they got my passport and everything, they submitted the introductory video, they did all the job for me. I did not do anything because I already have a career and I don't want to risk my career that time, because I'm still a probie and I don't want to request for a time off. Kay probie pa ko. And then mo to siya, then I got in. So I got excited and super pressured at the same time. So that time, I was not thinking about beauty pageant anymore, but still pressure because I have our country in my chest. After all, I will not be known there as Jess Labares. I will be known there as the country Philippines. I will be representing the Philippines, and whatever I do will reflect to the Philippines. So it's really pressuring, but I did a disclaimer nga, I will do this for myself. Super selfish of me, right? Like I will just do this for myself and I will just enjoy the show. I will do my best, and I will not promise you anything, but what will I do for you is to make you proud that I'll just do my best. So mao to siya.
Just ingon si Keith Bakayo in siya nga, haha, ingna diretso oy, gipugos ka nako sa imong handler.
Okay. Yeah, actually she did. She's the one who forced me. She's one of my friends, and yeah, I love her so much. She really did put her effort, everything, her blood, her sweat, but she did enjoy there. So she cannot blame me if I did not win. But anyway, we had fun. So I have no regrets if I did not win, because I had fun. So a lot of people will be hating me now because I just said that I went there to have fun.
No, at the end of the day, Jess, siguro, no? It's really how to enjoy life. Kaya we only live once, and
Well, funny.
di ba? Mapildi magaog basta kuan na atay lingaw, di ba? Anyway,
Correct.
na ako'y laing i-flash nga pic ing imong national costume. You decided to turn it into a Sinulog Festival queen carrying the image of the child Jesus. What made
Yeah.
you decide to showcase that?
Well, that's the thing. That's the most one of the controversial costume that I wore, because it's the very first thing that it went on stage internationally. So that is something that people were talking about. Like, what's that? Like, what's that? If you're not from the Philippines, or you're not from Cebu, you will be questioned like, what's that? Actually, it's a festival costume here in Cebu. In Cebu, I always wanted to wear this, because taga Cebu ba ako, and lumad taga Cebu, and we always adore Sinulog. We always look up to Sinulog, and then it's just super colorful, super glamorous, super bongga, kay tanawon aka ng festival queen ba, like how they dance, like super graceful, like nakasayaw na sad ko. And idol jud na ako, like I really want to wear it. Like I cannot wear it during Sinulog, of course, because it's not allowed, maybe, or maybe I can wear it somehow in a different occasion with a Sinulog theme. But it's different when I showcase this costume, because this costume doesn't just symbolize the Cebu festival, but it symbolizes Christianity in the Philippines. And while bringing the statue, the baby Jesus, Santo Niño, it was like, it's also showcasing like how religious we are, and how we practice ourselves to be a Christian. So that's my message. I also wanted to wear that, because I want to send a message to them about it.
Just nidaog ka as Miss Photogenic, unya nasulod ka top 6. Pero of course, a lot were expecting you to win as Miss International Queen. Na ako ipakita yung picture. So hatagan ka og chance, was there something you would have done differently?
Yeah, actually, photogenic, granted naman, short joke. Kuan lang, kanang expected naman as, ha? A joke lang. Kanang, wala lang, kanang, I think, feeler kay ko, kidding aside, I was not really expecting, actually, I was expecting na I will be awarded as photogenic, because all the media were there. I would just like to tell this to everybody, for them to be aware of what's really happening backstage during the coronation night. This is the coronation night na jud have. Just to give them a quick, for those who wants to join, because there's a new the new application is coming now. Actually it's ongoing, so a lot of people are expecting it. So what's happening backstage, we're like pre-pageant night. That's like 3 hours before the show, the main show. So naami sa backstage, and there is like a designated room full of the judges, and then one by one mga kandidata, and then the media will start taking pictures. They will see to them. They will scrutinize every candidates nga kinsa man siya gwapa nila tanan. Not really gwapa. I'm the photogenic. What? I don't know how they decide who's the photogenic, but they they were so busy taking pictures of me. So I feel like, oh, okay, fine. I'm already the most beautiful person, or I'm the most beautiful candidate already here. So wala, ako lang i-claim, filler ba ako? And then that's it. So I thought of it na, and then if I am to ask what could I have done better, or if I have to do something else, I would have not. I don't know. Because what the main reason why daw, I'll just share this to everybody. So this is the truth, because not everybody knows this. So I'll just tell this, because everyone hates me because I did not do good. I have an attitude there. Yeah, actually, they might think that I really have an attitude because lahi magutag culture. So I was just being myself, being Bisaya, being Filipina, being a person like what I said to you earlier nga. I'm crazy. I'm happy-go-lucky. I'm super insensitive. So I'm just being like that in the international pageant, and you cannot be like that in the international pageant. You need to portray yourself like a role model. Like you need to hi. But I was not like that. I was busy taking films, like videos, because it's the first time na naigno ko. So I was just being myself, and then they hate me for that. The organization hates me for that, and even the first queen. I will not dwell with it because I might get judged. Pero supposedly I should be in the top 3, but then gi-erase akong name kay di ko bet sa owner. So that was it.
Well, kita Pilipino authentic magudta, di ba? Wala man tay kanang di man ta kanang murag magkinahanglan magpa, lahi gyud ta Filipinos. We are authentic. What you see, what you get gyud ta. And ingon si Brick Mac Johnson Estela, we really love your gorgeous and queenly smile, Miss Jess Labares, no? Ingon sad si Dominic Bucalon, naiyak tuloy ako, naaalala ko yon. So, imo ni siyang kaila, Jess?
Yeah, Brick Mac Johnson is a very close friend to me, a very special one. He is the marketing manager of my of Smile Professionals Dental Solutions. Well, okay, what's say name? So he's the one which I got my smile from. That's why he said nga feel ko nagpa-plug siya. Actually, my smile is from their clinic. His fiancé, Dr. Christian Maspaso. So thank you, girl, for the smile. And then who's the other one? I don't know the person. I don't know him.
Ingon siya, Brick Mac Johnson Estela. Katon ingon siya, we really love your gorgeous and smile niya. Si Dominic Bucalon. Ingon siya, naiyak tuloy ako, naalala ko yon. So, I don't know why naiyak siya at naalala.
I don't know too. Maybe during the pageant night, the proclamation, the announcement of the top 3 that I did not make it. Maybe that was the reason why he's teary-eyed, but I don't know this person. But anyway, hi Dominic, thank you for watching. And yeah, you were emotional.
Ingon sad si Vera Nicole Quizon Joren, guwapa kaayo Ate Jess.
Oh, thank you, Vera. Yes, I know this girl. She's now in Canada.
And si RJ Jane Katakutan, so pretty ko no, si Ate Jess.
Thank you.
Let's go to 2018, no? In 2018, sa Miss Spain, a trans woman sparked quite a controversy in one end.
Yeah.
Inspiration pud in another end sa iyang pag-appeal sa Miss Universe. As a trans woman yourself, unsa may tan-aw nimo ani?
Joining Miss Universe?
Joining Miss Universe or as a trans woman, unsa may
okay. Well, I really applaud her for that. I really salute Angela Ponce. That was her name, Miss Spain, during 2018, during Catriona's winning year. So I really adore her. it takes a lot of courage, you know, joining that pageant when you know that you're putting yourself on a spotlight in an international stage, not just internationally, in the universe stage. There are critiques. She really what do you call this? Kanang she really put herself on the spotlight to be talked, like, you know, people as we are, not just there are so much negativity in LGBTQ, in also being a trans woman, especially joining the international pageant. So I really adore her courage, and I think she is very she's so brave to represent the LGBTQ community, and that opened a lot of doors, a lot of opportunities to the LGBTQ community as well. And that broke barriers, and that shattered everything. Like, everybody like went, wow, why, like a lot of questions, like, why did Miss Universe allow this and this and that? So that means that our existence has already acknowledged that we already existed in this world, and we are here not to harm anybody. We are here as a human, as you, as like you, as like anybody, as anybody else. We have hearts, we have feelings, we bleed, we cry, we get hurt too. So what we need is to be recognized and to be respected. And I think that time Angela Ponce did was super great, to be acknowledged, to be part in the community as a whole.
Before ko mangunta mag-show sa ika-third nga kanang flashcard,
Catalog.
ako lang i-acknowledge si Alvin Patricio nga who is watching with us now, og si Joel Aba. Hi Joel, hi Alvin, mga friends.
Hi.
No? And ingon sad si RJ Katakutan, I hope to see you in person, Queen Jess. So murag fan gud siguro nimo.
No, of course, why not?
And ingon sad si Shane Dasha Monte Carlo, ano HRT mo, sis? What is HRT? Ito anang HRT.
I'm sorry, you wanna know about it?
Yeah, I don't know what HRT is, so sige na lang.
HRT means hormonal replacement therapy. So meaning what maybe I'm taking now, like the hormones. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Okay. And si Joel Aba also said, yes or no, do you think Miss Universe Philippines should open its doors already for trans women or to female born only?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'll be bashed for this. Actually, yeah, it's up to them. It's their pageant, it's their rules. So whatever they think what's good for their pageant, whatever it's good for the community or to the society, then so be it. But for me, yeah, okay na lang. Okay na ko nga mag-join ang trans women sa Miss Universe Philippines. But it's still up to the organization.
You know, at the end of the day, we have to respect yun, di ba? So, let's go to the third kanang flashcard. Mao gyapon si Kwati or T. Pili. Malaysian pilot, si Kwati or T.
Si Kwati.
Kwati, okay. Feel free to ako dahil manguntana dahil sa question.
Ay, ikaw dahil manguntana.
Na ako i-flash nga pic. Nawa. So maubaning hinungdan nga ang former flight attendant karon nakauyab nag-Malaysian pilot.
Oh my God. Pila ko si Alvin, Coach Alvin ha. Yeah, what should I say about it? What's the question?
Ang question is so maubaning hinungdan nga ang former flight attendant karon nakauyab na og Malaysian pilot.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Special someone.
February, di ba? February 14 is Valentine's Day, so love is in the air. Mao na nanguntanan sila kung mao ba nang reason nganong nakauyab ka og Malaysian pilot.
Angon sa yung reason nga na-flight attendant ko?
No, nga nakauyab ka og Malaysian pilot tungod ba nga kuan man ron, Valentine season man, love month.
Wala, hindi naman may nagkuyab tungod sa Valentine's. Nagkuyab me long time ago, last year. It's a year now.
Wow.
Ang nilog na nagsingot. Baho.
Nagtanaw na to from Ormoc, no? Si Andre Givalgoy Chasel watching from Ormoc. Idol kaniya Jess Labares. Unya naasad si Ma B. Ingon siya, sofa kaayo ka girl, Jess Labares. Right, Madam Hor Villamor. I think iyan yung kuan, no? And nasad si Lex Minyoza Roma. Ingon siya, hello, my best friend, Jess.
Okay, my best friend. Okay, wow.
Anyway, sa tanan nimong experience sa imong mga nauyab ug sa mga nanguyab nimo, are there a lot of misconception from men sa trans women? Murag controversial nga question na.
Okay, it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I know where it's going. Like, you mean if they are inclined to liking a trans or committing to trans, are they gay? Is it like that?
No, it's just that unsa may kuan sa mga nanguyab nimo, are there a lot of misconception? Murag kanang unsa may
okay, like they see me as a woman. Yeah.
Yes.
Murag something like nailad.
Yes, I think so.
No.
Pero I was told, just a disclaimer or kanang just kuan ba? I was told trans woman gani woman gid na, di ba? It's because they are woman trapped in a they're woman trapped in a man's body, di ba? Am I right?
Yeah, I actually don't take that kuan saying it's a woman trapped in a man's body. Okay. No, still not.
Sige, unsa man, what's your kuan or no? Kanang as I said katong question nako nga daghan magog misconception from men sa trans woman. Let's
actually
that misconception kay para this is really a very good opportunity. You're opening up, you're telling your story, and I'm sure this will inspire a lot of people listening to us now. So can you break the barrier, crack the glass ceiling?
Yes, it's all about education. People doesn't know about this because they're not well educated. So I am here to educate them. So I have the voice to be able to educate them, for them to be aware, to know, and for them to learn. Actually, I cannot really tell. I mean, nowadays, it's in this era, in this time, I cannot really tell now what's the real meaning, because it's super deep na kay I've heard a lot of social media is super powerful. It can be a venue, or it is a platform for you to express everything, and people are being hated because they express themselves. And I've read a lot that they have discussed about the trans woman, this and that. It's a misconception, but like I said, gender identity, sexual orientation is a very long discussion, and I am not in the right position to tell this. But I am very much willing, because this is not part of the curriculum during my college days or elementary or high school days. So I'm very much willing. So whoever can be a person to educate me, that I'm very much willing to learn. But what I know for trans women is that they are women. They are women, but they were born male before, not just, and the other way around, because trans women and trans men can be is what I'm talking about. But a lot of people may have thought that a man can be only called trans woman if he or she transition, or if he or she has a feminine characteristic, should have hair, boobs, or whatnot, then she could be called as trans woman. But I've at what I have read in social media now, like the kanay pinamay. So I just don't want to point this out, pero may sa sila nga a trans woman cannot be necessarily to look like feminine or to look like a woman. So if they classify themselves, even if they are super masculine, if they classify themselves as a woman, then they are trans woman. So that's what I think. So that's why I would like to take that pre-op, post-op pronoun before trans woman, because nalig tao nga mo claim sila I'm a trans woman. Really? Okay. That's his like I've said, dako na kay siya nga discussion, and it's about science na nga gender identity, social sexual orientation, and this and that. So yeah, not necessarily trans woman ka, ni transition ka to woman. So and for the trans man it's the other way around.
Very clearly imong giingon karon is even if you are very masculine, wa ka ni transition, and you can still claim that you are a trans woman.
Yeah, because naa sa TikTok karon, he even have mustache. Weird, diba? He has the masculine features, but then he claimed that he is a trans woman, and then he got being bashed. Like people are bashing him because he is a trans, because you cannot be a trans woman with these features and this and that. And then there's another one that's providing all the research, all the links, all everything that you can be a trans woman, even if you're a man, as long as you claim that you are a woman. Confusing na kaayo.
So
okay.
I'm very thankful nimo Jess for really being very authentic, very vulnerable, and you are telling your story as it is, no? You're really trying to break the glass ceiling and create some cracks para gyud masabtan sa mga tao kay when I went into this conversation, ako gyud ning gipangutana. Unsa man gyud nang trans woman? Klaruhon gyud nako kay para I just want to make sure nga I am sensitive about it and I won't hurt some feelings. And giingnan ko nga kanang trans woman is someone who thinks that siya is not gay, not bi, not gender fluid, but a woman.
That is correct.
Akong nasabtan?
That is correct. Yeah, that's just what I learned now. Like I've said, nga ako nakita nga he's super masculine, and why does he classify or why does he claim that he's a trans woman? Anyway, that's his claim, and we cannot judge for him. We cannot judge him for that. So yeah, whatever he claims, he can be that. But anyway, for me at first, Jude, I'm super close-minded or limited ang akong idea of being a trans woman, because for me, trans woman is the one who transitioned from the word transition from male to female, or female to male, the other way around for trans man. Because for me, the trans woman means transgender woman. So yeah, but now nowadays a lot of people are claiming na as long as you are if you are not born with the gender that you are assigned at birth, that's why there's gender identity, sexual orientation, as what I've know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, but this is what I think, as what I've read. Gender identity is how you classify yourself, whether if you are female or male. Anyway, and then sexual orientation is when you classify yourself as masculine and feminine, because you can classify yourself as female, but you are masculine, meaning tomboy. Anyway, taas ito siyang in discussion, so I really would love to learn more about this so I can share, because like I've said, world is evolving, time is changing, and ang gender sad mo change na. So that's it.
Ko nimo, no? You use the word transition from man to woman, no?
Correct.
How was that transition? When did it start? At what age? And what was the journey? If you can just tell us a brief kanang story about that transition that you are talking about.
Okay. For that, actually, message na ko to, but I'll answer your question first. I really appreciate people who are watching now. A lot of people are watching now. Actually, a lot of my friends are educating me. So this is not for us only. This
Mhm.
is for everybody. So they are educating us. So that is something good actually.
You
But
know,
I cannot read it because I'm in Zoom. So
uh-huh.
I might need to get another device. But anyway, so in regards to my journey, for my transition, if we can really say the transition from male to female, if we talk about the hormones of if we talk about taking hormones, I started taking hormones at the age of 21.
Mhm.
I think I was second year college, so
Mhm.
that was the time that I have knowledge about hormones, this and that. So that was the time. But if you thought, if you think, if you ask me when did I decide to become female, I think there's no exact time because we don't just wake up one day that I decided to become to become a female. Like I'm male at birth, then like I woke up and then I wanted to be a female. No, it's not like that. It's not our choice, because if it is our choice, we would not choose to become like this. We would not choose to become different. Who would want to be a trans woman and to be a trans man or a tomboy when you are being mocked, being bullied, called names? It's hurtful, and you don't want to be like that. So it's not our choice. It's a feeling that's inside us. It's something that is in us, innate in us. Like, yeah. And
Yes. I hope you don't get offended, no. I'm sure kanang you're very open-minded, and I hope also
mm,
listeners dili sad sila oversensitive. Pero before you transition, you said, and you used the word trans, no, transition.
mm.
You considered yourself gay before you became trans woman?
That's really a good question. Actually, mauksan na siya ang question ako. Meaning, kung ni-transition ko, I'm now a trans woman, so gay ko before, because we classify gay as bayot, right? And it's very derogatory word that you will call somebody with that word. So mo gali mo yung am I gay before? So weird siya, no? So like I've said, complicated kaayo ang sexual orientation karon and gender identity. It's really a wide topic to discuss, and I really need a PhD on that. So anyway, basin siguro before di pa ko long hair, I was I was I was I was kind of masculine that time, maybe. I mean, you still have the you did not transition. Maybe that's the term. Maybe I was called bio at that time or gay. But for me, since it's differentiated now, that's why it's LGBT. It's different with a G, gay and transsexual, transgender. So it's different. So meaning meaning listen siya i-explain. So I classify myself before. But yeah, during my time, during this time, I can really tell nga kids nowadays who would like to transition, like makaingon na siya kung trans na siya because she's taking hormones, but before bayot siya kay ingani siya wa pa siya ka transition. So it's really a long discussion and really needs education.
So, just naiuban nga they'll just remain gay but dili sila mo transition into, as you said, a trans woman. Naa sa inana or naagud sad nga ni transition gyud kay gusto gyud sila mo transition from being gay to a trans woman.
Actually, that's really a good one. There are I know a lot of friends who are gay, but they really feel that they are feminine from the inside. But I know a lot of friends too who are gay, but they remain as gay. I mean, they remain as it is because they don't feel to be a female. And this one could be cause could be the cause of like I've said, you don't want to be bullied, society. These are the factors that prevents you to be a closeted gay. not to like ladlad, not to transition because you are restricted because of maybe family, friends, and relatives, the community, the society dictates you to not to become one. So yeah, lisod siya i-classify. So there are gays na super feminine. Mm-hmm.
And you use the word bully. Were you a victim of one when you were gay before you transitioned into a trans woman, or you felt nga wala man sa the society accepted you right away?
That's the thing. Actually, I don't feel bullied. Maybe that's so really lucky of me that I never experienced that one. I never get bullied because of my gender or because of my sexuality. I've been recognized and respected. I think it just all matter. It all just boils down on how you represent yourself. Meaning, I'd like to share this message, or I'd like to relay this to the LGBTQ community, which are really keen into asking or fighting for respect and equality. You cannot achieve respect or equality when you don't respect yourself. So what I mean by this is that you yourself has to respect yourself first for the others to respect you as well, because you don't you I am a person who is respected. I'm claiming this, but I'm really this, like I'm not a loud person. Like I don't portray like, being gay. I'm not saying that this is something that's really wrong for of being gay, like saba kaayo, even sa restroom, even in public places. Like this is the misconception too, because women can be loud too, even men can be loud too, but you don't get attention from them because they are straight. You get attention um from gays who are really loud because they are being gays. But if you just portray yourself properly, if you just respect yourself properly, then you will be respected and you will not be bullied. So I am that, and I would like to set an example to everybody. If you want to be respected, if you want to 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 if you want other people to think that you are a woman, then act like a woman. Don't dress. I'm not. No, there's something to do with the dress now. But yeah, I mean, dress appropriately. Like, don't show too much skin. I'm not saying that. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I talk a lot about it, but that's my point of view. So, yeah, guys.
Is it easy for you to come out, or you said you gay ka, ni transition ka into a woman, but coming out, was it easy, or and you said you respected yourself, mo na nga you also had respect?
Yeah, there was really no turning point, like coming out point na mapa, I'm this, the first people who will know is your family, right? No, there's no, they already knew, like I've said, I've been like this very long time ago. Maybe I was 2, 1, or I have the consciousness na ba, like I'm already conscious to the outside world, like, okay, if you are male or female, you can do this and that. So yeah, my parents already knew, and I'm really thankful for them for that, because they are super duper supportive on my sexuality and on what I choose to become. And they buy me things like this and that. So there's really no verge of turning point of transitioning to become like this. So yeah.
And do you see yourself marrying one day?
Of course, everybody wants to be married, but not for now. But yeah, actually, hopefully.
And as an LGBT advocate, what do you think of same-sex marriage in the Philippines?
Uh, yes, same-sex marriage is something that is really a long discussion, actually. But what I think about it is that, yeah, for everybody's what do you call this? Um, if if other countries, if other first world countries can do this, then why not us? And my take on this is that people, or human as we are, as an individual, as a taxpayer, as a member of the society or a group, or yeah, as a human, as having a human right to marry you love, it should be legalized, because you should have the freedom to choose whoever you want to marry. So you cannot question love. Right, love?
Ang mabitaw ingon nila, no? Love wins.
Love wins. It should be love wins. Aww.
Jess, nanata sa atong second segment, no? And the second segment is called Truth or Consequence. And
Pila din ikabuk segment.
yeah. But before that, ako lang i-acknowledge ang comment ni Joel Aba. Ingon siya, tinuod, very diverse. Gender identity or self-expression is really not interlinked with sexual orientation.
Yes.
What Joel Aba said. So, sige, we'll go to our next kanang segment, and truth or consequence, pili ka. If truth or consequence, magpakita gihapon ko nimo og flashcard. So morning.
Truth or consequence. So unsa may consequence? Sige, fine.
Sa imong piliyon. Depende sa among ihatag nimo nga consequence.
Uniform?
No, uniform. Truth or consequence?
Say truth, wait lang ha. Okay. Consequence. Para maiba naman. I do a lot of talking already.
Unsa may ato i-consequence ni Jess kay iyang gipili kay consequence man. Siguro mas mayo siguro kung mopakita kag imong talent kanang imong gipakita.
Ay!
Wait,
I thought related sa flashcard.
Ha?
I thought consequence, you want me to show my uniform, maybe something like that.
No.
Wala ko na-inform. Sige, truth na lang. Talent.
Kung truth sad na ako i-question mo, okay lang?
Okay, Rago. Bring it on.
First year sa college, di ba? First year college nimo, nag-nursing ka, and eventually shift ka to physical therapy, and you even graduated. But kung tinuod nga part sa imong rason nganong wa ka na dayon sa medical field is because pasulubon kag male uniform and conform to the rules nga dili welcoming sa imong needs and preference.
That's really mama na related ang question ba sa uniform. Ganina ang talent ko, anyway. So yeah, in regards to that, yeah, that's the one of the factor. Actually, one of the reason why I did not pursue being a medical practitioner because of the society. When you know, when you work in a medical field, let's say in the hospital, in the clinics, community centers, you really have to align with the rules and the guidelines. So really, you really have to conform to the identity, to the gender that you were born or you were assigned with. So that is something that I consider a lot, because that's the time that I was already transitioning, and even that time when I was in college, I'm really struggling because I'm still wearing male uniform, and sige ko pa-alter para mo curve siya. So I really did everything. So when I graduated, so this I really feel like, fine, I'm totally free. No one can ever dictate me what to do, because my parents see me that I already graduated, so you can do whatever you want. So I'm not abiding any rules anymore, because I'm not in the curriculum, I'm not in the school, so I can do whatever I want. So I'm now free as a bird. So I just wanted to be myself, and I want to be in a corporate world. So I want to wear coat and other formal attire. So that's why I did not do well on the medical field anymore. I went to call center, which is my first job.
Yes,
so,
and ano pa ng reason nga nung nag-call center ka, kay mas open sila dito, mas welcoming sila, allowed ka to dress whatever you like?
Yes, that's here. There's also one thing that there's a misconception with in regards to working in a call center in a BPO company, because it's an easy job. It's 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 easy to get into. No, it's not. You have to earn from it, and um you have to apply as well. Yeah, it's really hard. And then yeah, one of the reason too nga nung nag-call center ko, because I love working in a corporate world, and then that's the only the only exam no that's the only left for me to kanang nabilin nga what do you call this, I there's a loss of word already, kana nabilin nga unsa ni resort nga for me to work. So yeah, I that's why I did the call center.
Just this might sound silly, no? Pero and I'm sure basig mabash pagani ko ani, and I'll ask it.
Uy.
Is this also and I this week can blow up into an issue? Unsa man ang comfort room nga angay sa trans woman?
Comfort room, I think whatever that trans woman classifies as, if she thinks that she's more comfortable to use the comfort room that she's identified with, then I think she deserves, or she should use that comfort room. For example, for me, I classify myself as a woman, and I should use the comfort room for woman, for female, because what's the sense of the word or the name comfort room if you're not comfortable using that room? Like for example, if I'll use a male comfort room and I'm not comfortable, then what's the use of that room named as comfort room, right? You're not comfortable to use it. So luckily too that I'm not being judged. I've not been drawn out from that. I've never called out to use that comfort room, but there's yes.
Unsa may na kay experience?
Sorry. Actually, akong previous company kay kuan pa sila ato nga time, dili sila co-ed. Co-ed. Kanang yeah, di sila supportive ato nga time, but I did something. So I shattered glass ceilings again to make that comfort room available to us women.
Mm-hmm. Unsa ka importante nga ang mga policies, rules, and regulations kay sensitive sa needs sa transgender or even sa LGBT community? Let's try to educate the public kung special treatment ba ni or for equality.
Like what? What kind of rules? Or
you just shattered the glass ceiling about using of a comfort room sa trans woman. So what else should we educate na by special treatment?
No, I want to discuss this actually too. I think a lot of people are haters, bashers, negative thinkers who thinks that what we are asking is too much, is beyond already, and it's not right. No, we are not asking for more. What we are just asking is for you to respect our boundaries, our existence, that we exist and we classify ourselves as a woman or a man in the other gender. So yes, we just want you to know that we exist, and we don't want more. We just want equality. What we need is equal rights of what women have or what other women can get, because we classify ourselves as women. So for example, using the comfort room, since that's the perfect example, so we should be allowed to use comfort room for women as long as kanang kuan nabutang sa kung mind ang katong kang kuan katong sa Manila good. But anyway, it's really up to the to the establishment, but I call out to those establishment to be more open for you to use, for us to use the comfort room that we classified as.
Kibaw ka, Jess, no? We are really breaking boundaries here and cracking the glass ceiling kay we are talking about very sensitive issue. And again, kami sa Mugstoria, sa Sikwati nga show, we are very thankful sa imuha nga you allowed us to join you in a conversation that is very sensitive that can open up some bashing or kanang mga negative comments, di ba? And I hope atong mga listeners will just open their minds, listen to the conversation, and hopefully no judgment and discuss.
Yeah.
No, kanang magstorya lang atong storyaan unsay point of view nimo, unsay point of view aning usa, but dapat way judgment, wala bay bashing kay this is just a very, I know it's a very sensitive issue. It's a very controversial conversation, but it's about time that we will have to talk about it. Kay we're in a 21st century.
Correct.
You know, kanang angay na sad storyaan, di ba? Di na kinahanglan nga ato pang isilhig ilawom sa carpet, and we are really very thankful nimo Jess for really opening up. And being a first trans woman flight attendant, you somehow become an image of equal rights, equal opportunities. So unsa may position nimo sa SOGI bill?
Dapat din na. Actually. My takeaway, my take on that SOGI bill is for everybody. It's not just for the LGBTQ community, because it does not say LGBTQ community. It doesn't say LGBTQ bill. Because if it does say that, then that is something that is really for us. That is something that's very unfair. That is something that there is already a special treatment to us. Like, why should you make your own bill? So it's too much. SOGI bill, if we define it, if I can still recall, because it's long time ago already, social orientation, gender identity, expression. So just like what we said, we've been discussing this. Like, there are so many topics already that we need to, there are so many bullet points that we need to talk about this gender identity, sexual orientation, because world is evolving, science is evolving too. So they've been researching, and there are new researches that saying that it can be different and this and that. So within regards to the SOGI bill, this is not just for LGBTQ community, it's for everybody. It's even for you, Sir Jonji. It's even for straight women, for cisgender people. So when we say cisgender, these are people who are straight, or who are straight, who identify themselves together with the assigned sex at birth. And then sexual orientation, meaning sexual orientation, it's really hard. Like, how you classify yourself, like masculinity, femininity, and gender identity, if you're a female or you are a male. So it umbrellas everybody. So it's not just for the LGBTQ. So that alone will say that this is not a special treatment for the LGBTQ community for us to be treated specially. No, it's not. It's for everybody. So ang safe ground lang ani, gitawag siya, mo siyang gitawag og kanang sexual, because it includes the LGBTQ community, because there is women rights, right? There is women rights, and that is only for the woman, for the cisgender woman, I guess. So for the SOGI bill, and there is also man rights. I think, if you searched it, there are rights for women and for men. But when we say SOGI bill, it umbrellas everybody, for the man and for the woman and for the LGBTQ community.
Kibaw ka, Jess, I know you said this early on at the very start of the program, murag 2 hours ata nag storya.
Naagyapon atong mga listeners, and they are, I'm sure, learning a lot, no? And opening up their minds, and I'm sure sa daghan siguro kayong gusto mo comment, but I just still would like to bring this up. Ako ning bring up niya, dili na lang ta mag truth or consequence diri. Allow me na to ask the
Sige,
question.
go.
At ako gyapon i-post ang flashcard, no?
Go.
Because you know, I just want to ask this question.
Yes.
So,
Yes. What's your question?
About
Just
kung, sex reassignment surgery is a very sensitive topic. It is even a personal and private for some.
For some.
You have been really transparent about it. And if I may ask, since you consider mana as the ultimate transition to being a full-blown woman, so to speak, how important and how difficult man na sa imo?
Well, yeah, we talked about it earlier. Actually, the very first, the beginning of our talk, I have nothing against it. It's just that it's, how to say this? Yeah, you can put that in every word, in every trans woman that you call, but I'm just trying to be sensitive to others who are sensitive to, who wants to be post-op, but they are still pre and they are addressed as pre, and it's very offensive, you know, because I've been there. You classify, because you cannot classify trans women as pre and post. It's very derogatory for them. Like
Trans woman, no more adjective pre or post.
lains ay lahat. So, but for me, I'm very open. Like I'm super open. But in regards to your question, nga kanang how was I during my transition surgeries and this and that, my struggles or everything. Actually, it was okay. Fulfilling siya after, but of course, since it's a surgery, it's a major surgery. It's not easy. It's super hard. It's super painful. And I was in the verge. I was really, this was just it. Like I talked this to my, to my partner, like weird, like magpulan should me nag-talk about this. Like, why is this happening? More siyang deja vu. Anyway, kanang I really struggled. Like even asked, I don't know if na I had to go through or I went through depression may lang gitawag. Kay I was laying in bed. You have to be laying in bed for how many weeks without moving, because you still have the plaster and everything, and you cannot move it because it's a wound. And once you move it, it will open, and it like with sa masabot ang samad, and then it's super painful. And then makathink na ako sa konsok na why am I doing this? Like, God, do you really want me to be like this? I'm really a sinner. Why do I have to go through? Why do I have to go all through this? Like, it's not right. Like, what am I doing the right thing? I'm super in pain. I wanna die. Something like that. Diba? It's but after, it's really the price that you pay after it, because it's a major change in your body. And yes.
Just if I may ask, did you go through kanang, you said you went through depression, no? But did you ask help or seek help from a psychologist or psychiatrist while undergoing that journey or while doing that journey?
No, I did not. I don't even know, or I am not sure if I did go through depression, if that was depression already. But I did talk to myself, or I don't know. Only psychologists can tell. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm still normal. For me, depression is already something that's not right. You know, it's something that needs to be addressed. But I'm not going through depression that time. I'm still okay. A lot of people
You
will
were
say that.
talking to your doctor, good, no? You were closely discussing things with your doctor.
No, lo.
Grabe good siguro
Wala.
inyong
I
conversation.
never talked to a psychologist.
No, I mean your doctor, katong murag doctor that allowed you to transition.
Daghan siguro.
That's the thing. In Thailand kasi, you are allowed to transition as long as you have the money and as long as you're ready. It's the formality na lang for you to have the psychological examination as long as what they call it, the psychological test. But to be honest, I did not go through that. I did not go through the psychological test because, but a long story. I did not go through the psychological test because I'm super dumb. I mean, so we were two of us to have the surgery. And then the first girl, that my friend, had the first one. And then the place that we went to is Hat Yai. It's a provincial part in Thailand. So it's totally different. Like the language, they don't know how to speak English. Even a single word in English, they cannot understand. You really have to bring your phone, have the picture of it, and this, something like that. You really have to have a picture of it. So for them to understand, for you to relay your concern. So during that time, my first friend had her operation first, because the doctor only allows one patient a day, and then there's a tour guide for us to for us to be guided where to go for the laboratory exams, for the psychological exam, for the other tests. There are a lot of tests. And then second day nako. And then that specific tour guide needs to be paid, of course. Nothing is free. So you need to pay 1,000 baht. And if you convert it, like almost 2,000 in peso. So I thought of it like, do naman good. Like I can do it myself. So during the second day, during my operation day, I worked alone. Like I just told myself, like, I can do this. Like I can just go to the laboratory. I can just go to the psychologist. And then it ended up like, no, I did not go because lisod ang communication, the transportation. So I just went to the hospital right away, and then and then luckily I got accepted, though I don't have any tests. But I did the laboratory.
That's the reason why ni pangutana ko nimo about psychology or psychiatry kay
Wala ako go through.
Inalan ka mo go through ana and required na by the doctor who will do the transition before ka mag-transition. So you have to undergo a psychological or psychiatric test or evaluation. Kay murag requirement yun na siya, but you said you didn't have to go through it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And that's something, maybe it's just me nga bugoon nga wala naka-follow. But anyway, as during my experience, as long as you have the money, as long as you're ready, because you will pay first prior to the surgery. Like I think days prior, you will pay first. So they already have the money. So why won't they operate you? So they cannot do anything. They will no longer ask you for what's the psychologist test or something like that. And yeah, but I witnessed my friend to she had her psychological test, and she really cried. You know why? Because the doctor, the psychologist will ask you, there's there's a spoon and fork. You will be distinguished like, what's this? What's this? Like, this is spoon, this is fork. What is this used for? For eating and this and that. And what is this? What is this kind of food? Like, this is a fruit. How does it taste? How it's sour, it's sweet. Like basic, like for kids. They just want to try that if you're crazy. I think that's what they think. Yeah.
That's what made her cry?
And there's something like she cannot tell me because she told me that I will go through that. So I have to know the next day, but I did not go.
Anyway, kuha ko masayop, your name is Jason, and you're in your younger years, Jason Labares ka.
Yes.
To formally change your name and gender on paper, documents, records, and do you think there should be a policy for this?
That's what I want to work on, please. I think this is the right time that you really need a connection in the government for it to be legalized. There's a policy, and not really a policy, but maybe you are allowed to change your documentation, because it's you are not that person anymore. I mean, you, like for example, like my passport, when I travel abroad, when I go internationally, they will say, this is your cousin, your sister, your something like that. So it should be changed. So hopefully there will be a a policy or what they
Well,
will allow us.
Juan, kanang kamo in your community, and I'm sure you'll be able to lobby and maybe in I don't know when, basi ato mga legislators will see the light, no, and they might think
Goni,
right,
when
but kana it's up to your community and up to the legislator, and let's see how it will play out. I'm sure times have changed man gyud, no, kita naman
exactly.
expressive kaayo ka sa pagka-supportive sa imong mga ginikanan sa imuha, but what can you share to parents of transgender or kanang mga parents of LGBT nga dili kadawat sa gender identity sa ilang anak?
Um, well, my message to you, parents who are not so open, I think it's about time. We are not on the stone age anymore. And we are changing. And please accept your daughters, your sons, because that's something that they want. Just be supportive to them, because it's not easy to become like one. It's not their choice. If it is their choice, they won't choose it. So it's really hard if you don't have a very strong support system, especially not coming from your family. So if you don't want to struggle as well, because I know it's really hurtful seeing your kids are like that, they're different, and even more hurtful that they can't be themselves, and they will be drawn out, they will be drawn away from you, and this is something that we don't want to happen. We don't want our kids to be rebel, and I hope that you will be more open, because it's yeah, the misconception of being like us, being different, they always say that it's a sin. Why is it a sin if God allows us to multiply? I mean, it's not, yeah, fine, let's say fine, it's a sin, then why do LGBTQ community are more successful? I'm not saying that all are, we are more dominant, but a lot of people now in the industry, in the fashion, in the media, everywhere, you can see everywhere. That's even in USA. You've maybe you've heard a lot of a lot of LGBTQ members now are in the government officials. Then why are they in that field? Because they are capable, they are deserving, they have talents. We are, oh, except me, LGBTQ are all talented except me. So just accept them. They are also humans. They just need to be loved. That's what we are, that's what we are fighting for. We need to be loved, respected, and equal
Accepted.
treatment.
Well, that is your message sa mga parents of those nga wa pa ka-accept, no, sa ilang mga anak. Imong message sa imong family, especially to your parents.
Oy, makailak ko, Char. My message to, well, it's sad to say that I cannot express my love, my you know, my deepest gratitude, or thank how thankful I am to my father, because he's no longer here. So wherever you are, Daddy, I know that you are super proud. So I don't want to be emotional. So my message to my mom, to my parents is, I'm just really super thankful that you are very supportive, and they don't see me as different as what other people are experiencing. So they just treat me as their own, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you kayo, Jess. really you inspired, I'm sure, a lot of people watching now, listening to our conversation. We are talking about a very sensitive topic, and you are trying to crack the glass ceiling. And nindot kayo, no? We are so privileged nga naa ka to open up and to tell your story. And hopefully, with your story, people will get inspired. And for those who are still struggling, maminaw sila nimo, and I'm sure they'll be able to make their decision. For the parents nga dili pa ka-accept ang igpaminaw nila nimo, and I'm sure they'll also be able to open their minds. So nato sa atong last segment, and this fast talk. So
Fast talk.
no? Atong dalion. Leyte, Cebu, Malaysia.
Cebu.
Unsa to? Leyte, Cebu, Malaysia.
Cebu.
Cebu. Bags or shoes?
Shoes.
Favorite crown title you have?
Queen Philippines Universe.
Short message to parents.
Parents, it's about time.
Message to parents.
It's about time.
Wow. Choose one. Model, beauty, queen, or flight attendant.
Shoes was super hard. Flight attendant, of course.
Happiest place.
Home.
Most unforgettable moment.
When I won the crown of Queen Philippines Universe.
Yes or no? Will you go back to being a flight attendant?
Yes.
Buluhaton nga mukaog dakong oras sa imong free time.
Ay, lying in bed. Oh my gosh, procrastination.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Parihata, ganang kay og sunset. Kibaw nga no, dugay mo kay ko mo mata. Unya para nako kanang sunset, mura nag-sunrise nako. And it always reminds me when there is sunset, it reminds me of a new day, no? Hugs, kisses.
Hugs.
One thing you do when no one is watching.
Picking my nose.
Most common misconception of a flight attendant.
It's about beauty.
Guilty pleasure.
Street foods.
Last thing you do before you sleep.
TikTok.
Yes or no? Are you the jealous type?
Of course.
Adulting tip.
Adulting tip. Love yourself.
Wow. Kinsa imong ganahan bisitahon karon?
Ay, my friends. Because I cannot go anywhere. So my friends.
Biggest pet peeve.
Kanang magkit-kit sa kuko.
Love language nimo.
Kuan. I don't know. Love.
Love language.
Love. What's love? Bisaya.
Advice nimo sa LGBT, especially the trans woman you've inspired.
Advice na ko sa trans. Okay. Just keep holding on. You know, this goes to everybody already in general who are struggling. Just hold on, keep dreaming, because whatever that dream is, big or small, it's valid and you can achieve it. Again, you can achieve it with perseverance and love what you're doing.
Wow. Message to yourself.
My message to myself. Good sharp bunny. Still, also just hold on. Everything will come to place.
Sakto yan. Do you have a current or future project nga imong ganahang i-promote? Feel free.
Nothing. Yeah, I don't have. Maybe my small business. Yeah, you might wanna check my products in Instagram. You can check my Instagram using my name, Jess Labares.
Okay. What is your message to the viewers, especially sa imong mga supporters o mga viewers nato dinhi sa Mugstoria o sa Sikwati?
My message to everybody right now who's watching, I hope that you enjoyed our tonight's talk show, Charot, and I hope you learned something, and I hope that we did make you smile, laugh, because I think this is the essence of having this talk, like to entertain you, to take all away the worries and pain. Despite this pandemic, we cannot do anything but just be in our phone and watch us or watch anybody else. So I hope you learned something from us, and also this shall too pass. Whatever you are struggling, or whatever you are facing right now, if you are feeling down, super down, like everything is not is not coming to your way, or is not happening to your expectations, that's okay. Everybody is experiencing the same way, the same thing. So yes, I do experience this one too. Like, I always keep myself positive to be hopeful in some other days. If it's not happening now, maybe our plans got canceled or postponed, but it will happen soon. So hold on to it.
Kibaw ka, Jess, daghan jud kaayong salamat sa pag-uman ka namo, Jess Labares. You know, we had a very wonderful conversation, sometimes controversial, sometimes sensitive, sometimes fun, sometimes makahilak. But we really are so thankful nimo nga you opened your heart and soul to us, to Mugstoria, to Sikwati.
Mhm.
And good luck sa imong mga endeavors sa makausab. Balik na punta kada Huwebes sa alas 7 sa gabi. Today is Friday. Dungan gihapon natong lisud-lisuron, kulikuton, ug ukay-ukayon atong sunod nga guest dinhi lang sa Sikwati.
Yay.